Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Sunday, the 27th of October, and Rahul Radhakrishna.
Yes, Steve. Looking forward to the race meeting on Sunday, and 9 races on the program. Race number 1 set to get underway at 12:05 of the 1200 meter trip. Bipod will start in race 2, PA race number 3, and the pick 6 in race number 4. We've got an interview in race number 1, so let's have a listen to that, and then Deez and myself will give you our thoughts on the first.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. He's shown some decent work, taken a bit of time to come to hand, but not well drawn, but obviously there's no Scottsville, so he'll probably be green and outpaced, and we just want to see him finishing the race. Yeah, ran a good race, over 1,000. We wanted that because he tends to want to do a bit much at home, so run him in 1,000, drop him out, and he ran on nicely. So same sort of tactics on that draw. Let's just hope we get a bit of luck in running and not too far back.
Yeah, Lion's Eye ran a very nice race on local debut when finishing 3rd behind Future Flow, and he was only a length off on that occasion, and he is the top one. He is at 5-2. Bryn the Magic at 3-1. Owner of Creation trading at 9-2. Captainship is at 11-2. It's 8-1, and Better Bar those. These, I'll start off with this horse Captainship, because last time out he was supported and he jumped as a favourite, and he didn't really get involved in proceedings. And I remember after the race here at Hollywoodbets Greyville, I was taking a walk, and I passed MJ Odendaal, and he mentioned to me, don't forget about this horse. Give him another chance, and he'll certainly be back. And I see that they've equipped this horse with blinkers, and there's been a touch of early support from 13-2 into 11-2. He's going over 1,200 meters. He's got quite a quick pedigree, and I think that I'm willing to give him one more chance and just to see how he goes. But number 11, Lion's Eye, on his local introduction, he would no doubt be the horse to beat.
Yeah, it does look that way, Rahul. And, just from my side, to our good friend and our colleague, Shine Shaw, the sudden passing away from him on Wednesday, it was sudden, and I say that because to all the people involved in the racing community, so to his entire family, strength during this time. He was a man of racing. He was for the punter, and he was a friend and colleague. Known him for many, many years. And to his family, condolences to them. And I think today's show, just from my side, I'd just like to dedicate it to a guy who gave every bit that he had for racing, for the love of the game. Sad loss. A legend is gone in Shine Shaw. Yeah, coming back, Rahul, I'm going to go big on this horse, Lion's Eye, because, having watched that replay, which was his first for the yard, it looked like an educational run if you're looking at the betting as a guide, because he seemed to be unfancied at around 12-1. But what happened there, it was by design. No doubt about it. Sean Veal just jumped this horse out from the draw, left him towards the back of the field, and just wanted to gauge on how he was going to go first time out, and he was doing his best work at the finish. He was one of the faster finishers in that race. I personally think that run is going to bring him on a ton. It was over 1,000 meters, and just the manner in which he was finishing, the extra furlong, regardless of his barrier position, Sean's not going to have him last turning to the straight, because when you have a look at this field, with all due respect, of the race runners, you can possibly make a case for number 3, Bring the Magic. You mentioned Captainship on the money poured on him last time out. Katavar can race up handy, but you don't have horses that are possibly going to be, challenging for that early position unless they want to really get to the front. So I think Sean Veal can pretty much do what he wants from the draw. I just tried to read the script when it comes to the race and how I think it's going to work out. If this horse has come on from his last start, on what I saw last time out behind the more experienced Future Flow, look at that rating of that race too as well. It was a 66. It wasn't the worst of field. This is a 70. Some unraced runners here. I think he wins. I'm going to go big on this horse, right? I want punters to get off to a flyer. I like Lion's Eye a lot. I respect your choice, maybe. Is that your each-way choice or your choice?
No. It's just a horse that I'll include into the play.
The main reason the money came last time out.
Yes, was Alamite Strike.
And the fact that he was punted on debut. It was just a follow-through and then the equipment change. And the horse ran a fair race. There was improvement there, but the blinkers, if it has the desired effect, then maybe you could be right. But I'm just thinking on what I saw from Lion's Eye first up. So I'm going to go big on that horse. Stuart Ferry, he's not a man of many words, but it was nice to hear him say that the horse has come on.
Yeah, this horse, I was certainly encouraged by the manner in which he finished off his race, and let's see how he goes in race number 1. No doubt the horse to beat, 5 to 2.
What will be exact to play? I mean, if the guys know, these guys, they're telling us something that we know about 11. Yeah. We'd like to play an exacta. How do you play it?
3 and 8.
3 and 8.
Yeah.
Happy with that? Yeah, happy with that. Okay, 11 on top for you as well.
Yeah, indeed, Dees. Yeah, 11 Lion's Eye for both Dees and myself, and for that exacta position, numbers 3 and 8. Race number 2, next up. This is the start of the bipod, 1400 meters, maiden plate, 12:40 is the off time. And the second race on the program, we've got just one interview that with Alison Wright, and perhaps she can tell us how wherever lay my hat was a loser last time out, because when we watch the race, and even if you have a look at the rerun, it doesn't make sense how the horse just hung towards the inside and got beat last time out, and hopefully on Sunday he can make amends. But let's listen to what Alison has to say.
Yeah, I don't know what he did last time. He sort of hit the front and then shied across the track. So, yeah, let's hope he doesn't see spooks this time, and he's well. His work has been good, and expecting another good run from him.
Alison is in the same camp as us. How did he get beat last time out?
Yeah, that's it. These things happen. I'm not saying that the horse is inexperienced, because he was having his 4th start, but yeah, it's you're dealing with a racehorse. You're dealing with the mind of an animal who's running on speed and on adrenaline. And sometimes jockeys are there to do a job, but when you can't have that type of control of a horse, it's no fault of anybody. So we'll just put it down to a race where, for whatever reason that happened, hopefully he doesn't do it for his followers on Sunday, because he has a lively chance. But I'm gonna say this in this race. I think if you get through the place accumulator, never mind the bipod, using 4 runners and you double up, you're a winner. Because whatever is going to happen in this race, tickets are going to fall. I'm going to give you my numbers. 6 numbers for the bipod. I just want to double up. If I get through with 1, that is it. And I don't normally play that wide for bipods and PAs. Yes. I'd like to restrict it to the minute. But this race, in numerical order, the numbers will be number 1, which is trading at 33 to 10. I think will come on. Good draw. Horse number 4, Cosmic Captain, Yoga's Governor's horse. I think experience could come to the fore against this type of field, 8 to 1. 5, Wherever I Lay My Hat, Alison Wright and Atandiwem Gutla. That's at 33 to 10. We've spoken about him. 2 Tango, Frank Robinson's runner at 5 to 1. When Gavin Larina is in town for the stable, he's picking his spots and he's hitting the bullseye. Then we got number 10, which is 1 Scotch, Paul Lafferty's runner. I think on the form that he brings into the race, showing that 1600 meters no issue last time out, so 1400 won't. 33 to 10. And then my value bet in the race, and I'd love your thoughts on especially this runner, Rainwater from the Glen Cotson stable, because I know it doesn't show marked improvement with blinkers 7 lengths and 5.5 lengths. But when you pull out the form line of his last start, with JP's Palace, got the word. Now this is the key. Got the word was 8 in that race, and he was 6 lengths behind Rainwater. 6 lengths. Yeah. And who he's come out to beat? Got the word?
Wherever Lay My Hat.
That's it. And number 1.
Yeah.
So I would say just on a collateral line, that this horse at 8 to 1 is the value. So that's going to be my value play, but again, I can't give the boys any confidence. So if I'm going to tip a roving banker, it's going to be the horse that's drawn widest of all, 12.
I think he's got a chance. I know he was well fancied in his penultimate start, and he just didn't really put his best foot forward that day, and they gave him some time off to just strengthen up and mature, and he seemed to enjoy that, running a nice race after layoff. And I think he'll improve, and he should enjoy 1400 meters. I don't know whether you need 6 horses in leg 1 of this bipod. I think you can get away with at least 3 Ds. 1, agree. 5 and 10. I think that's good enough. 1, 5 and 10.
If that doesn't come through, then you off to the headmaster's office.
No problem. I'm happy to be off to the headmaster's office, but I think 1, 5, and 10 should be good enough in this race. These number 1 on debut, he was quietly fancied by the yard. Nicolette did mention that this horse, she expects him to run a nice race, and he made good late headway. He was 2.5 lengths behind them, but it's a draw turnaround. From 10 out of 12 on debut, he now cracks gate number 1. And I think this horse is going to make vast improvement. You've got number 10, One Scotch, who was fancied last time out behind Amigo, went from start to finish. I think bringing this horse back in trip to 1400 meters could be the right move at this point in his career. And then number 5, Wherever I Lay My Hat. I know we were both in his camp last time out and he fluffed his lines, but hopefully Sunday he can make amends and run well. So I think 1, 5, and 10. I think number 4 is well exposed in the maiden ranks. He's at 13 starts. I'm happy to pass him by. 7, 2 to Tango, or 2 Can Tango. He went off at 150 to 1 last time out. He ran an improved race, but does return off a rest, and he does drop in trip, so I'm happy to pass him by. And I respect your thoughts on the 12 horse Rainwater. I think if you're looking to go one more in the park, then throw him in, but I think 1, 5, and 10 should be good enough, these.
Well, all eyes on Rahil, because I will be working alongside him, and if he misses on the barput for 1, 5, and 10 in this leg, you'll know about it. Okay, race number 10. Give me your roving banker from your 1, 5, and 10.
I'll be with number... You know what, because the stable has come good, I'm going to go number 1.
Kuzwana, hoping the horse will jump. I remember during the course of the week, Craig Zaki had a favorite. He said the horse doesn't jump. The horse didn't finish in the top 4. Is it the case with number 1? Well, number 12, Rainwater, going to be the roving banker at a good price. 12 to 1. Looks tremendous value. Race number 3 will be the start of the place accumulator, 13:15. It's a maiden plate over 1400 meters. So we got an interview package lined up. It's Peter Muscat and Alison Wright.
Yeah, Rototo had to be scratched from his last start with a respiratory tract infection. His work is solid. His form doesn't show what he shows in work, so we just hopefully get an improved performance out of him on Sunday. He's ideally drawn to get a good run, so let's hope he steps up.
Yeah, very pleasing run from him first time up. His work has been good, and expecting a good run from him.
Peter Muscat, thank you. That seemed to be positive, about this horse called Rototo. Remember when we did the show last time out, Ryan? Yes. The horse was scratched?
Yeah.
And I
liked his chances.
Yes, it was a big prize. I think it was 20 to 1 then. This time it's 14 to 1. I'll go more places though, because I told you the last time that I keep going back to just the one run that will always grab me, the run behind the specialist. Now, if he comes back to that type of form, which was at this track, but it was over 1200, I think that he could run well. So he's a nice inclusion for trifectas and quartets. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 2 numbers that I'm only going with here. Obviously, the race runner, number 7, World of Our Own, who would have caught everybody's eye first up, considering the barrier position, the way the horse was finishing off. I thought it was a top debut. But when you put out that form line, then you start scratching your head a bit. I know that Comedy Club races later on in the Model Man, but this horse, purely on what he's shown, let's forget about the opposition. Sometimes we have to leave that behind. We all use, the different platforms out there to try and see the strength of the form lines, but there's no strength with the form line of his last start. From the runners, 6 runners, no horses come out to win. So we'll just gauge him on what he did. So that's the top choice. And then Irish Rhythm, Irish Anthem, Irish Rhythm. Well, the Irish do have rhythm, but this is the anthem.
How well bred is he?
Now if that doesn't grab you, then this horse, Ireland, of course, the best that she's produced is Celtic Sea, a Grade 1 winner on all levels, Group 1 winner, 1400, 1200, even won the Garden Province over 1600. That's how good she was,
Champion horse.
Yeah, she was an absolute superstar. So that was the best that Ireland produced. But then Gavin van Zyl, when he was training, had a horse called Donald McDonald.
Yes, I remember that horse.
Yeah, that horse won Now, this is the difference, I know that Donald McDonald was my Ideal World, and this Celtic Sea was by Captain L. So this individual is by Gimme the Green Light. Gimme the Green Light. That was Donald McDonald won over 1,500, 1,600, up to 2,000 meters. Yeah. So it just shows, when you try to match the blood. Yeah, when you try to match the blood, obviously it's the stallion and the dam. But what I'm saying is that from a Captain L point of view with Ireland, it was speed and up to 1,600, and then Donald McDonald from Ideal World injected some stamina into the blood. If this horse is at this stage of his career, he's 20% of what Celtic Sea achieved. 20% on debut.
He'll win.
I think so.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. If he's got that much of the ability, 20% it is, and very well bred son of Gimme the Green Light, and touch of early support for him, 9-2 into 7-2. I've gone 2 horses in leg 1 of the place accumulator. Number 7, World of Our Own, no arguments there. Encouraged by his run, he's no doubt the top choice. And then I've included this horse Ticker Locks into the play. Front runner.
Does it tick a lot of boxes for you?
No, these I'll tell you why. I had a chat with MJ Udendal on Thursday when I was doing these interviews, and he was one of the trainers that I wanted to get an interview from, but it unfortunately didn't work out. And I just spoke to him, and he mentioned that this horse, there was a reason for his poor effort 3 starts back. He was badly cut into, and he had valid excuses. He said his second start for him, when he ran half a length to JP's Palace, he showed big improvement, and he thought that the horse would run a nice race. And then last time out, 100-1.
So where was the confidence?
No, I'm getting to it.
They went to the Toto, to the bookmaker, and didn't want to accept their money.
Last time out, he said he wasn't pleased with the effort. He said maybe polytrack, he just didn't take to the surface. He said the horse has come on a lot back at home, and he's looking $1 million, and he thinks that back on the turf, he's going to run a much improved race. And at 8-1, given that there's a lack of form to work with in this race, I thought, let me just throw this horse into the play. If he has to rock up, and as he did 2 starts back, when he put his best foot forward, he's likely to go forward once again. And Nicholas Patel, he's a man who's hasn't had a winner for a while. There's no doubt that he'll be going out of his way to try get this horse home past the line first. And the word is from the yard that he's working well, he looks very well, and he's in a good space. So they're hoping for a positive effort from the son of Coup de Gras. He's now having his 4th start for MJ. So I just thought I'd throw him into the mix, and I thought that he can run a nice race. But number 7, no doubt the top pick for myself, D's.
Okay, Ryle thinks number 4, Ticker Locks, can put that last start behind him. He's judging him on his penultimate run. He may be right. The horse is at 4-1. The World of Our Own. I fancy if there's no confidence or no follow-up from 4-1 with the first time at number 5, Irish Anthem, then this horse, the 33-10, will be snapped up on race time or race day, because we're now talking 24 hours before, which is anti-post. But Ryan likes number 4, Ticker Lock, says he's back up to number 7. I'm just going to go 5 and 7 in all my bets, but the one horse that I will include in trifectas and quartets is number 3, Rototo, trading at 14-1. So I am actually a bit disappointed with Mr. Radhakrishna for not including number 5, Irish Anthem. I wonder why, but let's see how this beautifully bred son of Gimme the Green Light goes on Sunday. It's got one horse to beat of the race runners, and that's World of Our Own. Ryle will be in a world of his own if this first timer wins.
Race number 4, the start off the pick 6, 2,300 meters the distance. Maiden plate 1350 is the off time. And your favorite, number 2, Rolo the Viking, 3-1 into 22-10. Number 9, New Frontier at 4-1, 9-2 about Rainbow of Roses, 5-1 Syrian Steel, it's in 7-1. And Better Bar Those. Now this seems to be a tricky start to the pick 6. I've gone 2, 7 and 9 as the 3 horses in my place accumulator. Rolo the Viking, number 7 Magic Hat-Trick, and number 9 New Frontier. I'm going to start with this horse, Magic Hat-Trick, because at 10-1 in the market, I think that he could be value. He's a horse that has been proven over the distance when running 4th to Intuitive Spirit over over 2,300 on the turf. Last time out, he was soundly beaten behind Peles Pablo, who was a comfortable winner. Awkward stride around the bend, he reported short, so he had excuses for his last start. I think that back over distance that will suit him. Calvin takes it right for Carl Hewitson. Carl Hewitson has got his horses in a good space at the moment. I think that this horse could be the right horse to cause a bit of a result in the first leg of that pick six. And I'm hoping that he can put his last start behind him and come to the racetrack in good order and just run a nice race for connections. Dees, race 4, your thoughts?
This is the big complicated for me. 3-year-olds taking their place. 4-year-old filly, 2-time 3-year-old fillies, low weights. Horses that are trying the trip, horses that have shown that they get the trip, so there's no stamina doubts. You got a claimer on one of the 3-year-olds at the bottom, number 9, when it comes to a barrier position. You got a horse like Richard the Fearless that I think will show tons of improvement in this race. Carl Hewitson, you mentioned him, he seems to possibly hold the aces, with 4, 6, and 7. And then you got Frank Robinson, and then you throw in the first timer as well. This is an absolute nightmare to try and work it out, because I would promise you that the majority of this field, I'm going to say this, they look like they're going to battle to win races, unless one of them just, comes out in such a big way and makes a statement. But of the race runners, Paul Lafferty's run a New Frontier. This young man, with the apprentices, me personally, when they're starting off, when they're learning, when they're gaining confidence, they need the experience. We know that. But over a sprint trip, it's a good learning curve. They get to know the speed and how horses go, and horses are running, on adrenaline, and all they need to do is, possibly guide the horses down the lane. But once they start going over ground, the experience factor does come in and I'm hoping that, young Bevan, who's getting to know the ropes, that he can just judge it with this horse, because there is an extra 300 meters that the horse needs to go over, and the last 2 runs over a bit shorter have been good. So if you can just try and judge it, for a young kid, what's the best thing to do? Is to be around the right horses and the right jockeys in the race.
Yes.
Then you know that you're in possibly prime position. So I think a New Frontier, if I had to choose a roving banker, I'm going to go with the obvious horse, 7-2. It tells you the story. I mean, I know this horse is priced up number 2 at 28-10 as an outright favorite, but we'll have to go now an extra 700 meters.
Yes.
It can go either way. It can go better, or it can go, south. So it's a complicated race. So I'm just going to choose a roving banker here. I know it is the start of the pick six. In my pick six, it'll be field.
Place accumulator. Let me ask you that.
Place accumulator. If would 9 be my selection?
Yes.
9 being my selection, I have to single out one runner from the Carl Hewitson stable, and I'm going to go against the 3-year-old fillies.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 7. So I'm going
So
9 and 7.
Okay. All right.
And then the obvious horse 2. Yeah.
So 2, 7, 9. We can agree on that.
Those are the numbers you're going with as well.
Yes, that's what I said. Yes.
I hope our luck together changes, because up until now, we haven't been on the same page. In fact, I've been listening to Radio Lotus and you on Kakazi FM.
Well, some people enjoy it.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Well, let's see how race number 4 does unfold. It certainly looks to be quite a competitive race, and a race where you need to go a bit wide in leg number 1 after pick 6. But Dees and I agree on 3 common horses, 2, 7, and 9 in the second leg of that place accumulator.
We're on to race number 5, maiden plate, 1800 meters, 9 races. This is jackpot 1. What do we have to race number 5? If I'm right, it's no replays, but a rerun.
The rails run, always shining, and Actors on the outside, a runner. Inside the 200, Artist Model coming home hard on the inside. Actors on the outside, running a huge race. Artist Model on the inside and Actor, but it's Artist Model with the lead from Actor the outside. It's close, Actor on the line. Maybe Actor from Artist Model. Then came Captain Oliver in behind these runners and Photos.
Well, nice that they showed that replay. Those two horses running 1-2 find themselves in the Model Man later on today. But coming back to the debut of this run, yeah, I'm sure Frikkie Kleiring and the Gericka family, Tinus Gericka and family, they would have been pleasantly surprised with the way this horse ran first up, because the betting suggests unfancied. Let's start with him, Ryle, because I always watch how stables place their horses when they start off their careers. We talked about Mike de Kock in that first time Irish Anthem earlier on, 1400 meters, not wasting time building the horse up, knows that the horse got stamina. This horse, to go 1600 at Hollywoodbets Scottsville in yielding conditions, drawn 9 out of 11. Well, they weren't expecting much, because that has to be it. They weren't expecting much, but the horse has obviously shown that the ability could be there in a big way.
Yeah, there was a cracking run from this horse on debut, finished in third, 3.5 lengths. He ran on very nicely. We saw Chill in the air, Altus Model winning from that form line. Even Brave Bomber came through to win from that form line, winning midweek. So form line is holding up very nicely, and he now steps up in trip to 1800 meters, which will no doubt suit him in a big way, given the manner in which he finished off his race on debut. 4 draw. He's got the experience on his side. That run would have brought him on a ton, and he's no doubt the horse to beat. I've included number 6 Silver Platter. When we did the show last week, these were the 2 horses that I included into the place accumulator. It was a similar race, except this week we've got a few different horses in this event. But what doesn't make sense to me is that last week, Captain Oliver was 16-10 or 18-10, whatever you want to call it. Silver Platter was 6-1. This week, bookmakers opened him up at 25-1. I'm not complaining about it, because, I mean, it's the wrong price. But I'm saying, last week, there's not a big difference between them in the market. But this week, there's a huge gap between them. And I think Silver Platter's going to run a big race here. I think his first start in KZN would have brought him on a ton. He was just given a chance from the draw, and he finished off his race in a nice manner. 1800 meters will suit him quite nicely. When I look at this field, there's a lot of horses that are battling in the maiden ranks. They are well-tried horses, and I think most of these horses are going to battle to win a race in their career. There's only a few which I think will go on from here and will win races, but majority of them I think will, what you see is what you get with them. And Silver Platter, he had his first start in KZN, and he's entitled to have come on with a run a ton. So 4 and 6, those are the 2 horses for me. Exactors, swingers box with these 2 horses. Star of the Future, he's short in the market, 22-10. This is a big step up in trip Ds. He has not gone past 1200 meters, and now he's at 22-10 over 1800 meters for the first time. Yes, there is stamina in his pedigree, but he's an unknown over the trip.
Now, it's not much, but if you go and look at the pedigree, it's not much to compare as a yardstick when it comes to siblings, etc. over this type of distance. He could be anything. Yeah. You respect the trainers' manner in which they want to progress their horse, and Frank thinks the progression is, let's go further, 1800 meters. And then got the fever from the Paul Lafferty stable. Paul did like this horse last time out for places. I remember working with him. Warrior Royale was the horse that stole the race, 53.5 on her back, taking on this type of field with Muzieni, one of the best lightweight riders in the country. I think that if she can match it up here with the boys, she could possibly make her presence felt. So that is where we stand in race number 5. There is a form update for Bandmaster whilst Tuesday scratching, by the way.
Yes.
3.5 lengths behind Brave Bomber. That was midweek on the 23rd of October. If the horse does take his place, we'll see where he stands, because he's around 11-2 in the betting. Now, Ryle seems to like the look of Silver Platter, and I must agree with him on that, although looks held by a horse like number 4, Captain Oliver, who was beaten by Actor, 3.5 lengths just on a pure line through a horse like Altus Model. What I'd like to say is this. Let me give you a bit more confidence. Now, this is going to throw you over the line, especially if you're not one that delves too much into pedigrees. If you remember Sarki, who's done so well for the yard, 1600, 1800, 2000 meters. She's in fact placed in a group 2 over 2400 meters, which was the track and ball Oaks, where some say that she was a bit unlucky that day. This is the half brother to Sarki. We'll leave it at that. 16-1, not going to last.
Race number 6 next up. This is the start of Jackpot 2. 1600 meters is the distance. It's an MR80 handicap. 3 o'clock is the off time. We've got a rerun for you, that of Tyrconnell when finishing second.
50 meters to go at the subway. Spelling Bee. Salukwe is starting to run on. Kitchakil, they're coming from everywhere. Spelling Bee's under pressure at the 200 meter marker. Salukwe is running a big race. Plaza Accords trying to come forward between them. And Tyrconnell's also running on. But it's Salukwe on the inside who's hit the front and goes on. Salukwe won it. Tyrconnell second. Maybe Al Dante third. Rodriguez in photos for the minor positions.
Yeah, I think he's a progressive horse. I do feel in time that he's going to want a bit further. His work's solid leading in, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finished in the money. I've tried numerous distances with him, but I think the mile's probably the optimum for him. Obviously, what's against him is the draw. It does make it difficult from out there, but we'd have to be positive on him because he hasn't got much of a change of gear, and he's fit, he's in a good space, so he should run to his best. Yeah, he pulled up with a minor respiratory concern, so hence his very disappointing run. He heads into Sunday in good order, his work's solid. We'll have to use him from the draw, which could count against him late, but he's set to run to his best.
Thanks to trainer Peter Muscat for his comments regarding his 3 horses in this race, numbers 11, 13 and 14. He's cracked deep draws with all 3 of them, but no doubt he'll be hoping for some luck in run-in. Favourite here, number 10, Tyrconnell at 5-1, 11-2 about Nocturnal Flight. Al Dante is at 6-1, 7-1 Nightjar. He's found a bit of early support once again. 7-1 Palermo, it's then 8-1 and Better Bar those. Now, we saw the rerun there of Tyrconnell when running on very nicely for second position. Ran on reported respiratory noise. He's gone up a point for that run. That was his first start in KZN. He's a horse that started his career with a bang when finishing second in that sales race behind Unzen. A maiden taking on winners that day. And after that, he's been a horse that has kept punters interested. And as you can see, he's gone off favourite in most of his starts after that. But last time out, he went off at 12-1 and returning off a rest, but he ran a great race. He's now second up. I'm sure he would have come on a lot with that run. There's no Salukwe in this race, and there's no horse near that level of Salukwe. It is a step down in class for this horse. He's got a deep draw to contend with once again, but I like his chances a lot. I think 5-1 is great value, and I think that he's going to run a big race. These race 6, what's your thoughts here? Place accumulator, I've gone 9 and 10. Al Dante I've included because he also comes from that form line behind Salukwe, but I do like number 10, Tyrconnell, quite a bit.
I've checked in. I'm now on the plane, and there's no turning back with my selections here, because I worked out majority of the runners, had a look at the field. It's a race that I thought, what's going to happen here? Where can I try and minimize my spend? So I'm on board. Plane's about to take off. 9, 10, 13 and 14.
So we're heading in the same direction, eh?
Yeah, 9, 10, 13 and 14. I don't know, we're heading in the same direction, but I don't know if you checked your destination, where you're landing, because I know where I'm landing.
I'm landing here in the number 1 box at Greyville on Sunday.
You're landing in the number 1 box at Greyville on Sunday, which may be a good thing, but is it a good thing? Which is your top choice? Because your top choice seems to be 10.
Yeah.
That is going to be
a good thing.
A marginal top choice. A marginal top
Yes.
choice. But I keep going back to this horse here. I may be way off the
Down
mark.
by the river?
That's it.
Yeah.
A 12-1 in the betting. That's 12-1. 13 is what? 11-2.
Yes.
Tyrconnell at 5-1 and 9 Al Dante at 6-1. That's just going to be my 4 horses that I'm going to play around in this race. Once I start going into the other runners, then I don't know what I'm looking for. So I know what I'm going to get with Al Dante and Tyrconnell on that last start behind Salukwe. Not much will separate them. If I have to just purely judge the horse Tycanol on that last start against El Dante. Although Rachel does claim the 1.5, I'll be with Mike de Kock's runner, the way the horse was finishing off. And then of the both runners from the Peter Muscat stable, whilst Gavin Larena also has been frequently coming down to ride for Peter Muscat, he could be on the right horse for Mr. Murugasa. That's Jason, Baby Shoes, who always listens to the show. I love his constructive criticism, my good friend Jason Murugasa. Because he says Ryle tips badly, so I said, I agree with you. I said, I agree with you, but he said, please keep going. Bear with the young kid, he'll get there someday. So I said, no, I'm only joking. Now, Jason does watch the show.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he's a good man. He does watch the show. So, number 13, Nocturnal Flight, could be the right horse. But your thoughts on this 12-1 on Down by the River? What do you think?
Tease if it was.
Are they pricing up the jockeys for the stable? What are they doing here?
Yeah, it could be tease, could be. But if it wasn't for the draw, I'd be a lot more confident on his chances. He's going to have his work cut out from the draw. He's a horse that likes to race, Andy. He runs his best races.
What was Peter's thing about the last start?
I said just ignore the run. He was not at his best, and he's better than that. It's clear to see that he's better than that.
He took forever to get that second career win. We went on about him dropping in the ratings, and then everyone got on the day he won.
Yeah.
Everyone got on, but since then he's been fairly consistent.
He's been consistent enough, Dees, but it's been in smaller fields. And that run where he ran second to Harley Street, he was drawn 5 out of 15, and he got a nice run in transit, but. I'm not quite sure where I see him in the running on Sunday. That's my only concern.
Okay, so we're traveling on the same aeroplane. We're now going to the same destination. The only difference is I'm traveling business class, you in economy. Okay. So what's your selections?
Yeah, 9 and 10. 10 from 9.
9 and 10 for Raheel. I'm going to include 9, 10, 13 and 14. And what will be my roving banker? We know that Ryle's roving banker is Tycanol number 10.
You like the 14?
Yeah, 12-1.
Yeah.
I think a roving banker and a quartet. I can see this horse running 3rd or 4th if he doesn't win. Yeah, maybe that's a good roving banker. 12-1 shot.
We've got two
number
then,
14.
10 and 14.
Yeah. So, you know what? The economy class should be paying the 12-1s and the business class should be playing the 5-1s, but it's a reversal here.
After Sunday, we'll both be in business class. Please,
okay.
Don't worry.
9, 10, 13 and 14. Always nice to have fun with a young man. Nice to have a feature on this Sunday. It's the Model Man 1600 meters. Of course, if you don't know, it's for 3-year-olds. There are no allowances, and it is a non-black type race, but it is a nice race to have on your CV as a young horse. Some good horses over the years have gone on from this race. Did see it again run in this race?
Yes, he did. He beat Canadian Summer in this race, Dees.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Now, Canadian Summer, she's sold to stud. See it again. It's priced up as the top one for the Betway Summer Cup. I saw there's a Pinnacle Stakes.
Yes, over a mile.
Yeah, coming up on one of the dates in the Noms on Friday.
Next week Sunday, I think it is.
That'll be a hot race. Hot race if those horses accept. Maybe they're using that race to prep, and then some will go maybe one more.
There?
Maybe one more race, and then boom. So we'll see what happens. But what have we got for the Model Man Stakes? We don't have anything. Thank you to our producer. The field is up. Very important scratching here of the filly, Spirit of Levana. Many would have been in our camp.
Beach Beauty Mile scratch, Model Man Mile now scratched.
Yeah, we don't know. What's the reason? What's the reason for Spirit of Levana being scratched whilst we have a look at the field?
I'll tell you now, it says here, off feed.
Yeah, off feed. You don't want horses to run on empty stomachs.
Yes.
Yeah, imagine you running with no carbs in your body or no...
Finished.
Now you'll do it, but Ryan, don't worry. You got a lot of reserve. You got a lot of reserve. Okay, let's have a look at the race. 1600 meters. 1 at 4-1, 2 at 3-1. 3 is a 9-2, 4 at 4-1, 5 at 9-2, and 6 is a 4-1 shot. I must say that, whilst I think certain horses will go on from this field to achieve a bit more than others. At this stage of the game, it seems to be very level amongst them.
It's hard to gauge between these 7 horses, because a lot of them are coming straight out of a maiden win.
Who would you be with if I threw artist, model, and actor? About how they we know that they both met each other.
Yes.
Actor beat Artist Model. We saw that repeat earlier on of that race. And then Artist Model came out to show that, phew, I was unlucky that day. I'll show you how good I am and win in an easy manner.
I've taken a stance, Dees, and I've gone with number 2, Artist Model. Banker in the place accumulator. This horse, the manner in which he won last time out was very, very encouraging. I think that he could have won by an even bigger margin than 2.5 lengths suggest. He seems to be an improving sort and a horse that's got a lot of ability. We all know what happened on debut, and then second time out, he just found one too good. A bit unlucky. Horses were spread across the track. He was on the inside, Actor was on the outside, and they were apart there. But last time out, he set the record straight, as you alluded to. And I think he's just going to progress and get better with each start. I think he'll go close to winning in this race. I think he's the ideal banker.
What are you saying to me, Ryle, indirectly, is that you feel Artist Model seems to be a better racehorse now than his stable companion Jaham?
I think the thing with Jaham is the distance, dropping in trip to the mile. I think this horse wants ground. When you have a look at his pedigree, last time out was 1900 meters, now back to a mile. That's my concern. If this was over 2000 meters, I'd say it's no race. Jaham would win comfortably, but 1600 meters, that's the concern for me, Dees.
Okay, distance drop concern for Ryle. I don't have that problem at all because I know this horse can race forward, and so can his stable companion. Tactics between the two, I don't know what the instructions will be between 2 Artist Model and Jaham. All I'll tell you is that Jaham was desperately unlucky not to have won last time out. A horse that, Sereno tried his best to possibly change the stick and straighten him up, which I thought, he may have cost him. But number 4, Jaham versus number 2, Artist Model from the De Kock stable. Ryle first in the camp of 2. Comedy Club for Ravi Padyachi and friends. They backed the horse. It doesn't tell a true story.
Yes, yeah.
This horse 25-1 shortened to
7-1, wasn't it?
11-2.
11-2, yeah.
On the day, and then race time, the last 2 minutes or so drifted out.
Yeah.
They knew the result.
Yeah, they knew he'd win that day, Dees, because there was the early support was there for this horse, and he won a very good race. He showed an extremely good turn of foot to beat Green Mile that day, and
how much more to come?
Oh, he's definitely got a lot to come. He's definitely got quite a bit more in the tank. He was the other horse that I included into the place accumulator, but when I worked out the permit was coming to a bit much. So I said I'm going to take a chance and bank Artist Model.
And then let's just give Paul Lafferty's runners a mention. Both of them 5 and 7.
Yeah, 5 two-time winner. He won with a lightweight last time out. He's gone up 5 points for that win. He's clearly improving and he's on the up. And then you've got 7 Dapper, who beat Top Gun last time out. He was held behind Artist Model. Whether he gets close to Artist Model that day, having his first start after Galdin, not quite sure. But I think he's got his work cut out.
What are you telling me about Actor? He's not going to hold the form against Artist Model.
No, I think the form will get turned around, but I think he can run into the money.
Okay, Ryle saying number 2 is a place accumulator banker in the pick 6 and the jackpot. I'm going to take the safe card here, and I'm going to go with the 8 runners, with the 8 being a scratching now, 7 runners, but I'm sticking with the 8 runner rule, half the field. I think pick 6 and jackpot, very difficult to gauge. These horses are all improving at different rates. It all will depend on how they are. Come on back home. Number 1, Comedy Club, 2, Artist Model, 4, Jaham, and 6, Actor, going to be the play for me in the jackpot and the pick 6 race number 7.
Race number 8, penultimate race on the card on Sunday. It's the Fillies and Mares 77 handicap over 1600 meters, and the off time here is 4:10. We've got a rerun for you, that of She's a Machine, and then we've got a few interviews.
On the right-hand side, and here's the big white face of She's a Machine coming at Destiny of Fire. Careful Got's trying to fight back on the inside. A 3-way go the last 200, and Destiny of Fire's re-rattling. Careful Got the inside. Destiny of Fire from Careful Got, and it's Destiny of Fire. Careful Got came back for more. Wow! Careful Got has beaten Destiny of Fire.
Yeah, she's also a lovely filly in the making, very progressive. She had a slight break after after a maiden win. She's galloped solidly in the lead-up. Her heart rate recoveries indicate post-gallops that she's ready to be competitive, although she will take further improvement out of the run, and she should be involved on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, they crawled in that race. It wasn't really run to suit, and then turned into a sprint, and she just got basically out-sprinted. So, yeah, off a nice draw here. She's come out of well. She's come out of the race well. She's a strong filly. She takes her work here. So, yeah, off a good draw, she'll definitely be a runner.
So last time out with her, we made a mistake. She went up there. We ultimately want to try her over more ground. So this time over the 16, we're going to sit her in behind, and hopefully she'll be running on and then step out even further. That's the impression she gives us at work.
Well, race 8, She's a Machine, is at the top of betting boards here at 3-1. Safari Lodge at 4-1. See that Mr. Ibrahim has got the top 2 in the market. Safari Lodge and She's a Machine in numerical order. For Larry E. Mambo, 4-1. That's found a bit of support. 11-2, Tomiris, 6-1, Warrior Royal, 10-1, and better bar those D's. I'm going to hand it over to you to take us through your thoughts here.
Yeah, I think 6 runners for me in all bets. I think I'll get safe with these 6 runners. I like the look of Jermaine Marage's thinking when he tips for the day in the computer form, and he tips State Secret. And I must agree with him on the way he's looked at the race, because it's clear to see that, I don't know whether the horse doesn't take to the potty track, or she doesn't like it, or for some reason or the other, she's just gone backwards on the potty track. But judging her on a turf form, now 1400 winner on the turf at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, good win. And then at Hollywoodbets Greyville over 1600 meters, you had to like that run behind.
Okay, forgot.
Who came out to beat?
She's a Machine. She's not an easy ride though.
Well, that's up. Yeah. You know what? We leave that to Craig Zaki. That's what he's paid to do. That's his job, you know.
Yes, yeah.
He knows her, and he must have a plan. If she's not an easy ride, and he knows that. And I like Craig's way about going and doing things. The horse that I'm talking about is a horse like Ponte Pietre. He went up to Dean and told Dean, you know what, I don't gel with this horse. I don't get on with this horse, get another jockey. Then Serena, then Sean Veal have been trying. If he doesn't get on with the horse, he's not getting the best out of a horse. He's going to tell the stable, you know what, hands up on this one, try somebody else. Although I'm a stable jockey, I'm not getting the best out of the horse. If this horse is not straightforward right, let's see what he can do. Make a plan, Craig Zaki. So back on the turf, I think that around 10-1 could be a nice inclusion in all bets. But you asked me for numbers here. And again, I was going with the rule prior to the scratching of 11. 6 runners for me. In numerical order, 1 Tomaris. Really like the comments coming through from Peter Muscat about number 2 out the maidens. That gets my vote. 3 She's a Machine. 4 the De Kock runner gets my vote. 8 State Secret, and I am including, what's the price of Gorgeous Girl? Gorgeous Girl number 9.
16-1.
16-1. Okay, good. 16-1. So I'm including 2 big outsiders here that I'm hoping could feature. 8 State Secret at 10-1, and 9 Gorgeous Girl at 16-1. So that's gonna be my play in exotics. If any of those 6 don't win, and I've survived thus far, I'm out.
Yeah, I've gone 3, 4, 5 in the place accumulator. Horse number 5, you haven't included that filly. I think that she's got quite a bit of upside to her. A nice win last time out behind Got the Fever. This form line, the strength of the form line, we'll have to wait and give it a bit of time to see how it works out. But she could only win last time out, and she's been given a mark of 82, which I think is fair. She's got 54.5 kgs on the back. And I definitely believe that she's the filly that's going to win a fair share of races. For Laurie Imambo, last time out.
That means I'm out.
The 5.
Out.
Yep.
That's an economy class selection.
No problem. Call it what you want, please. Call it what you want. But I think she's got a chance. The 4 horse, I think, definitely has to go into the play. A good local introduction, second to Little Black Velvet. And then She's a Machine. We saw the rerun. She's definitely going to go close. So 3, 4, 5 in the place accumulator for me. And let's see how it does unfold.
Pick 6.
Oof, that's a tough one. I've got to go wide here in the pick 6. So given 11 is out, I'll go field.
Oh, field for Rail, costing racing fans. Multiplier by the field at the
You
back
want the
end.
result though?
Yeah, 8 and 9, we'll get it from those. If there's going to be a result, it's going to come from 8 and 9. But let's see what happens here. Race number 8 as we move along with one more to go. Are we on to race number 9? It's a merit-rated 85 handicap over 1,000 meters. Alison Wright and Peter Muscat will tell us a bit more because this race, phew, what a race to end off. That's all. What a race to end off.
Yeah, Love Winter's, he's consistently running well and expecting another good run from him. He just gets on with his work and he's well. Jet's Legacy, he's been a bit disappointing his last few runs and just looking for an improved run from him.
Yeah, a very quick turnaround from the gelding. He didn't bat an eyelid with the unkindest cut of all. Obviously drawn deep as well. Difficult from out there, as you know, but I think he will make improvement on his last run. He's a horse that takes a hell of a lot of work. He missed a crucial gallop in the lead up last week because of the rain, so he's likely to need the outing.
Thanks, Peter Muscat, for your comments there. So number 12 is likely to need the outing, but Cold Shine, when you look at the profile of these horses and what they bring to the table, I mean, he's possibly the horse that you'll spend a bit more time on, because we know that you run anywhere around the good horses in the graded races or the listed races as a young horse, you are going to get the rating which he got of 100 because of his 7.5 lengths to proceed. That's why he got 100. So we'll see if 92 is a fair mark for him to start coming to hand in the handicap races, because he's run since in a pinnacle and a graduation, so he's now in a handicap. Number 10, Cold Shine. Of all the runners in the race, he's possibly the most interesting for me because we'll continue to see how he goes as he comes down in the rating and when is the right time to possibly go for him. Is this the right race to go for him, in your opinion?
No.
You want him to fall a bit more in the ratings?
I think he needs to these. I think that he's probably got to get to...
if he repeats that run to Lunar Camp,
yeah.
It is also, I don't like the date this horse was gelded. What date is that?
1st October.
What you know about the 1st of October?
Birthday.
Not a nice date to be. Horse was gelded on the 1st of October. Number 10, Cold Shine. So I saw that caught my eye. So it's his first run out of the geld. It's really nice for Peter Muscat to give us that feedback. I enjoy that type of thing, that he's taken his gelding well, just giving, because these are the unknowns, the unseen in racing, what's happening behind the scenes. We're just reading it in black and white. When we hear that type of comments, it just, if you like the horse and now you know, how did he take his gelding? I like the horse. Now you got the green light. Excellent. Thank you, Peter, for that. So he's the most interesting runner for me. Ryle doesn't like him, feels that maybe he needs to drop a bit more. But all I'll say, if he repeats that run behind Lunacam, yes, he was receiving weight carrying 52. I think he'll go very close to winning this number 10, Cold Shine. But again, no degree of confidence from me. Warrior of Royalty, obvious chance at around 9-2. Love in Winter. She was umming and eyeing about the horse, Alison, but she did mention the horse as well, and he'll always give us his confident best. Tough race. I can't be of much help here, but I'm looking for some big improvement from number 10 after gelding. Number 3, Love in Winter. 6, Warrior of Royalty. And Raga Lava, Tini, our good friend, Prince Lou, for a big owner in the game, Rakesh Singh.
These have gone 4 and 6, and I'm quite confident that I'm going to get through with these 2 horses in the place accumulator.
You had a lot of pronuncio this morning, eh?
Number 6, Warrior.
Jungle Oats.
Jungle Oats, maybe, eh?
Or Snap, Crackle and Pop.
What's that, Rice Krispies?
That's it. Snap, Crackle and Pop.
Now, this was a Warrior of Royalty. He ran above his rating last time out behind Cat's Pajamas. He was rated to run towards the back end of the field, but he ran 3rd in a graduation. I thought was a very nice run. And he's got He's got this horse, Coltrane, held. He beat him by 3 lengths last time out, and he's 3.5 kgs better off at the weights with him on that performance. So I'm convinced that the form will stay the same, and Warrior of Royalty will go close. And then I've included this horse, Ima. Now he's the youngster, he's the unknown in the race. He's got a lot of improvement to come. Paul Lafty holds this horse in quite high regard, and I think that keeping the weight off his back is quite a good thing. 2.5 off, so he carries 53 in receipt of weight from majority of these horses, and I definitely believe that he's going to win his fair share of races. I think it's a positive that Paul Lafty has kept him on the turf, and he is returning off a 2-month rest, but no doubt he'll be ready to rock and roll in this event. So 4 and 6, those are 2 horses for me. You heard D's likes number 10, Cold Shine, in this race, but those 3 horses may not be enough to get you through the last leg of the pick 6. It is one of those races where you need a bit of cover, and we wouldn't be surprised if you were to get a bit of a result. It's been an absolute pleasure working alongside D's for this preview show for racing on Sunday out at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Hopefully we've managed to guide you in the right direction. The Model Man Mile is the feature on the afternoon.
Economy class, you may now depart.
We'll see you on Sunday, D's, after race number 9. But yeah, all the best with racing on Sunday. Hopefully you manage to find yourself in the winner's queue. Well, racing takes place on Sunday out at Hollywoodbets Greyville, and I've gone with a place accumulator as my suggested bet. The PA begins in race number 3. It is a 9-race program, so therefore the exotics begin from race number 2 onwards. And PA race number 3, 1:15, the off time, 1400 meters. Leg 1, I've gone numbers 4 and 7, followed by numbers 2, 7 and 9, with preference for number 7, Magic Hat-Trick, at around 10-1 in the market. I've then gone by numbers 4 and 6. That's Captain Oliver and Silver Platter, who I think could be overpriced there. Silver Platter at 16-1, followed by numbers 9 and 10, Al Dante and Tyrconnell. I've then gone banker number 2, Artist Model, in the feature race on the afternoon, the Model Man Mile over 1600 meters. I've then gone numbers 3, 4 and 5 in race number 8, and then in the final race on the day, I've gone with numbers 4 and 6, and I'm quite confident that with those 2 horses, I'll be able to get through the final leg of that place accumulator. The PA, it looks to be a nice bet to catch on Sunday. I think it could actually be worth a very nice dividend with a couple of these competitive races, especially race number 6, where you're likely to drop a lot of tickets. Race 8, you could drop tickets as well, and then race number 9, Deez and I touched on it. It's a very competitive race, and a race where you could get a bit of a result, so tickets could fall away there, but I'm confident that with this place accumulator, I think it can come through on Sunday. All the best. Hopefully you manage to find yourself in the winner's queue.